Hello y'all, and welcome to Young Folk Knits. And welcome to Young Folk Knits. My name is Casey, and on this channel I mainly like to chat all about my love for fiber. So there's spinning, knitting, crochet, sewing, and whatever else we might get up to around here. I also like to chat about living on a small farm here in Arkansas, where my husband, myself, and our children are beekeepers. We love raising chickens, animals, gardens, and we really love spending time outdoors here in the foothills of the Ozarks. So if any of that sounds like it might be your cup of tea, then make sure and hit that subscribe button so you won't miss out on any new video content. Today is Saturday, July the 15th. And I'm super excited because that means it's the first day of the Rhinebeck Caravan Cow. Yay! So this is a cow that I'm co-hosting with my BFF, Becky, who is a hand knit letter on Instagram. She is also the co-host of the Young Folk Knits audio podcast, which you can find on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio, anywhere that you can find a podcast. You can probably find the Young Folk Knits podcast. In case you have not checked it out before, every Wednesday morning we release a new video where we chat all about what we're knitting on and also questions or topics that listeners submit to us. So make sure and check it out. But on our last podcast, we announced that we really wanted to do a knit along for Rhinebeck this year. Becky and I are going together. This is our first time to attend a yarn festival in general, or it is mine for sure anyway. And it's definitely our first Rhinebeck trip, so we're super excited. We're gonna be going to YoungFolk on Friday, and then Saturday we will be at the New York Sheep and Wool Festival. And Sunday, I'm not quite sure what our plans are. It's sort of a quick turnaround trip, but we are really looking forward to it. And as you will know if you listen to the podcast, we have really been diving deep into outfit planning. We think it would be super fun to make our own outfits, and half the fun is thinking and planning and dreaming about everything before it happens. And we can never resist a good old knit along. So we thought it would be really fun for everyone to join along and make something for Rhinebeck, whether you're attending in person or you're attending in spirit. So all you have to do to participate is knit something that you either are going to wear to Rhinebeck or would like to wear to Rhinebeck. It can be accessories, garments, anything. Whips are welcome. It lasts from July 15th through October 15th. And we're gonna have a few prizes. Morgan from Shop Knitting Nelly had mentioned putting a bag in for a prize. Also, Sable and Stone stitch markers is going to add to the prize. And what we wanted to do was have a winner that is going to be at Rhinebeck, and then one winner who is not going to be attending this year. And for the winner that is not attending, we're gonna pick up some pins or some stuff from Rhinebeck, and we'll send it to you. And then the winner that is attending, hopefully we can give you your prize in person if we get to see you there. So it's just all really exciting. It's also super laid back. You'll know if I do a cowl, it's pretty open to whatever you want to make, basically. And it's also really more of a make along. We are calling it a cowl, but crochet is welcome and sewing is welcome. We are sewing some outfits for Rhinebeck. I already made a hinterland dress, I made some pants, and I'm gonna make some more things. It's just gonna be a lot of fun, and we hope you can join us. If you do want to join us to participate in the knit along, all you have to do is post a picture on Instagram and use the hashtag Rhinebeck Caravan Cow. Today is the start, and we wanted to jump on and do an Instagram live together, but it really didn't work out because of some prior commitments. But we're going to jump on Instagram tomorrow, which is Sunday, so it's gonna be fun. I've never done an Instagram live before. Hopefully it works. But I want to share a few things that I'm going to be knitting in the cowl, and I also have some finished objects and just catch up on all the things. So buckle up, here we go. First of all, I do have some finished objects I want to briefly show you. Most importantly, I finished my Ranunculus, and y'all, I love it. So good. So I knit it out of a fingering weight cotton linen blend, which I held double, and it's this really pretty dusty green color. I really like it. I made a few modifications. First of all, I cast on the neckline with a German twisted cast on, and I used 75 stitches. I did make a video all about this Ranunculus, so I won't go into too many things that I've already talked about, but you can definitely go back and watch that video if you haven't seen it. I decided to make the size 5, and I think it fits really well. It's not tight at all. I've got a lot of stretch, and I have not blocked this yet, so it's, you know, it's definitely gonna grow. I wanted to do elbow length sleeves, so I did the instructions for the long sleeve, but whenever I picked up my stitches, I only followed the pattern for that one row of the pickup stitches, and then I just knit, I think I knit about 15 rows in stockinette, and then I did 8 rows of twisted rib for the cuff of my sleeve here. Did that on both sides to match my collar. Haven't woven in ends. I knit this up super fast in just a matter of days and tried it on, and it was way too long. I wanted to wear it with dresses, and it was probably 3 inches too long. I didn't realize how heavy it was gonna be. I mean, it's not crazy heavy, but it's not wool. So it definitely has a lot of drape, and it pulls a lot on the sweater. And I tried to do a French tuck, and it was too long in the back especially. So I ended up ripping all the way back like 3 or 4 inches, and at that point I just immediately started my bottom ribbing. And I think I did 12 rows of twisted rib for my bottom ribbing. I then did a Jenny surprisingly stretchy bind off, and look at this. Wow, it's like it's massive. It stretches so much. So I'm hoping that when I block it, I'll get maybe a tiny bit of length. I do like things longer if I'm gonna wear it with pants or shorts, but if I'm going to wear it with a dress or a skirt, I like it to be more on the cropped side. So I basically have to plan exactly what it is I'm gonna be wearing a garment with when I start to make it. And this I knew I wanted to wear with dresses mainly. I'm much happier with the length now, and I really like it. I would like to make another one this winter in a similar color, but in a lighter fabric, which isn't so heavy, but probably long sleeves. I think that's gonna be a lot of fun, and I just can't get enough of the Ranunculus. I'll probably make 10 before I'm done. Other finished object I have is something that I also made a video for, so you can go back and watch that video to get all the details. But I did finish my secret test knit, which is the tessellated vest, and it is Andrea Mowry's pattern for Rhinebeck 2023 this year. So I think this would be a great pattern to knit for the Rhinebeck caravan cowl. I really like it a lot. I think Becky's gonna make one too, so we can match. She's doing different colors though. I love the way it turned out. I used some really moody colors of Ghost Ranch for my spin cycle, and I just am in love. Ghost Ranch tends to be more on the bright side, and this batch was exactly what I like. Moody, much more moody, dusty, and it was perfection. So I could not love this more. If you want to hear all the details about it, go back and watch that video. I think I'm going to have to make a pullover version at some point sooner than later, and I would love to use some hand spun that I have in the Casey colorway, which I got from Cami Jo Knits, and it's so beautiful, and I think that it will be perfect as my contrast color. So far I'm definitely getting a sport weight, and I think it'll be absolutely perfect for a pullover version. So I'll show that to y'all next time. Okay, now for the fun part, I've got to show you my new cast-ons. I was talking to Jackie, who is one half of the Caddy Jack's Knits podcast, kind of at the tail end of a project, and we were kind of laughing. She said that, you know, as soon as you cast on, it sort of just goes downhill from there. The excitement level is gone in any project. And I was like, I started laughing. I was like, yeah, it's kind of like a relationship. But you know, the funny thing is that actually for me, the best part of a project is picking out yarn, buying yarn for it, all of that stuff. And then from cast on, it just goes downhill from there, even before cast on. Picking out the yarn is absolutely my favorite part. I feel like what I probably need to do from now on is, when I have a project I really want to make, I need to completely pick out all the colors, the exact yarn that I would make it in, everything down to a T, like make all the decisions. And then I should just share it with y'all, and that would probably fulfill everything I want from a project at that point. And then if I still want to make it after that, then I'll buy the yarn. I love the planning part of a project. It's just absolutely the best. It's so fun to talk about, to dream about, to get everything ready. It's by far my favorite part of a project. But I do have a couple projects that I did cast on, and I am really enjoying them. The first one is a pattern by Sari Nordland, and it is the Rosenland top, which is so absolutely stunningly beautiful. I think that I am making this to be more of a vest than a summer top, but it's very, very versatile, I think. So Purl Soho kindly gifted me this cotton pure yarn, and it is in their color Warm Rock. It is a sport weight 100% organically grown cotton, and this is it. I really, really like it. It's very soft. I was concerned about working with 100% cotton because of my hands. I have made a few things in 100% cotton, and it always bothers my hands. But this time I thought that what would help is to knit the project on wooden needles, because it grips the yarn a little bit more and it tends to be easier on my hands somehow when working with things like lace weight Surrey by itself, or 100% cotton or linen. And I think that can be different for different people. In general, y'all know that metal needles are by far my favorite thing to knit with. It's more of a case-by-case basis that I prefer to knit with wooden needles. Lantern Moon sent me some very beautiful interchangeable needles, and it uses this ebony wood and then this real gold, which is part of the fittings here on the needle. But what's super awesome is that it has a swivel cord. The needle swivels on the cords. It's amazing. So that is my tools that I'm using for the Rosenland top, and this is the back. So I cast on, and I've got 2 repeats of the charts done. There's 3 charts. 2 of the charts are very easy to memorize. All 3 are worked at the same time on each row, and 2 of them super easy to memorize. The lace one in the middle, absolutely horrible to try to memorize. It's a 24 stitch repeat and I just can't do it. So I am having to follow the charts closely, and it is not a TV knit. I made the mistake of doing some TV knitting and I miscrossed a cable. It was at the very beginning, and so I laddered back and fixed it. You can see my tension is all messed up right here from laddering back and trying to fix that. So I had done the same thing at the very beginning over here on this side, and I was like, I'm not doing that again. So what I did instead was duplicate stitch over that miscrossed cable. And now look at me. I can't hardly even find it. So that's a good sign. I think it looks pretty good. So blocking will definitely help to fix the tension issues in the part that I had to ladder back with. I mean, you can definitely tell. And when I try to fix that, I get on both sides and up and down, and I just pull to try to even out all of those stitches. But I'm really hoping that blocking is gonna also help settle everything back into place. Wearing it will really help to sort of jiggle everything around into place and into a more even tension. I find that helps more than anything, actually. But this is the top, and I just think that that center lace is beautiful. Sari Nordland uses a lot of Japanese lace cable knitting patterns in her patterns. It's usually a repeat of certain stitches that you can find in Japanese knitting books, and she always puts them together beautifully. I love this one. I'm very excited. I think that this is going to be something that I will actually wear a lot. I live in Arkansas. It's hot. This is a cotton yarn. I think it's going to be fabulous. Also, I'm using a sport weight. I'm not a fan of heavier cottons. The Ranunculus that I just showed you was 2-fingering weight cotton linen held together, and it's very heavy. It's very heavy for a summer top, I think, and I still love it. It's still breathable. I'm not saying I won't wear it, but it does have a lot of weight to it. This is so unbelievably light, and yes, I know I only have a tiny little rectangle of it right now, but I can just tell in general, I don't think it's going to be as heavy as the Ranunculus is. I always have trouble meeting gauge, and for this top I went down from a DK to a sport weight yarn, and I'm using wooden needles, and look at me getting gauge on the first try. So I'm very excited for this. I do foresee this being one of my Rhinebeck outfits. I'm making a dress, and I think this would be really pretty to wear over a 3/4 length sleeve dress or shirt. I'm holding it in my Shop Knitting Nelly project bag with all the camping things on it, and I find it particularly appropriate for the Rhinebeck Caravan Cow knit along. Okay, the other thing I have cast on is a test knit that is technically a secret test knit, so I'm not going to be able to show it once I get really any further, but right now it's just ribbing, so that should be okay to share that. I am using the Fibre Company Luma, and this is a blend of organic cotton, linen, merino, wool, and silk. So 50% wool, and then 25% cotton, 15% linen, and 10% silk. It's a DK weight. These are 50-gram balls, and there are 137 yards for 50 grams. It definitely will smush down. It will smush a lot when you're knitting with it. But honestly, it definitely strikes me more as a light worsted weight, leaning towards that end of the DK range. It has a really nice halo, and I wear black a lot, and when I'm knitting with this, I'm noticing that my black clothes are covered in debris fibers from this yarn, but that's okay. So this is the color Aegean, and it definitely has that ocean Aegean vibe to it. I'm not sure how it's going to show up on the camera, but it is definitely more of a green leaning, bluish undertone, watercolored, deep sea colored green. It has that teal vibe to it. Honestly, teal is not really my color, as far as it's not my favorite color, but this is more green and dusty enough that I absolutely love this. So this is going to be a long sleeve sweater that I'm knitting on. I've got some ribbing here. I think I'll be able to share this in September, so stay tuned and I will keep y'all updated on how that is going. Last few things I'm going to make for Rhinebeck are a couple of hats, one for me and one for my husband. This is going to be the Hide and Peek hat by Max the Knitter, and this is a Farmer's Daughter Fibers Recollect base. This is not the exact colors as the original. It does have some of the same colors as the original, and I think this is going to be super cute. So I definitely want to make this, probably for myself. Then the other thing I have here for a hat, which I think is going to be absolutely stunning, is some very, very special yarn. This is a blend of Romney and alpaca, and this is a beautiful farm yarn. So they actually have their own sheep, and with their own sheep they create these beautiful yarns. But this, look at this beautiful halo. This is a blend of Romney and alpaca. Each run of these yarns is limited, and that just makes it even more special. You know, it's coming from a specific sheep. You can see this sheep on their Instagram. It's so fun. And they are, now I'm not sure if this is Gullet Farm or Goulet Farm. I'm gonna go with Gullet Farm. I need to ask them, but they very kindly sent this to me. And this batch of the Romney and alpaca was released Thursday, so I can recommend it. It's just, it's very woolly, but also that alpaca, it's so soft, but still a very woolly wool. It's really, really nice. So I'm gonna make a cabled hat with this. I think it'll be really warm, really pretty. I think those cables are gonna pop. Definitely make sure and check out this yarn. Hey y'all, so today is Sunday, the 16th of July, and I am actually about to jump on an Instagram live with Becky from A Hand Knit Letter, and we're going to chat all about our projects for the Rhinebeck caravan cowl and all the things that we think we might be working on. So I've never done an Instagram live before, and I really hope it goes okay. This will be a new experience. Hi, I see you. It worked. And it's actually, we are calling it a cowl, but it's a little bit more of a make-along. It's got like green and
yeah, that look beautiful.
Hey y'all, today is Monday, July the 17th, and I have been working a little bit more on my Rosinland top, which was the pattern by Sari Nordland. So I finished the back and the back shaping, the armhole, underarm shaping. And then I've picked up stitches and started to work on my left front shoulder. And it is coming along. I love it. It's actually really fun to work on, but it hurts my hand a lot, especially my right hand. I'm having a lot of pain from working with the plant fibers, which I experience a lot. I've also had a lot of inflammation, so I think that's just irritating my hands a little bit more than usual. Thankfully, since I have picked up the stitches and started the front, I have not messed up a cable like I did on the back. So just a little bit of progress, but I'm excited. This is really fun to work on. I really enjoy the cables. The only other thing I'm wanting to do today is a little bit of spinning because it is Tour de Fleece, and I had some grand plans for spinning like 500 grams of fiber, and every few days my expectations have slowly lowered to the point where I'm gonna be excited to get 100 grams done. So is life, that's okay. My husband did recently surprise me with a gift for our 15-year wedding anniversary. He actually got me a Shacked matchless, and it's the most amazing spinning wheel I have ever used. And I love my Ashford Kiwi 3 so much. I've used it for the last year. I learned how to spin on it, and I love the lightness of it, the portability of it. If I was going to go somewhere and spin, I would take that with me. The matchless is not something I would consider to be portable. It's a very heavy, but the quality is so good, and I don't think that I would have really understood how amazing it is to spin on if I hadn't already spun on a few different things before I tried it. And I feel like that has made me appreciate it so much more. I absolutely am loving it. Right now I'm spinning some Falkland Merino in a colorway from Hello Yarn. It's a really beautiful moody colorway, so I think I'm going to work on that a little bit today. And then my other plan is to finish up my left shoulder so that I can start my right shoulder tomorrow.
You wake up in the morning, put your coffee on. You stare out the window, pray that I'll come home. You've been in love before, but nothing quite like this. I stole your heart away with just a single kiss. I'm your dream girl. I'm your I'm a woman of the moonlight, lay you down to sleep. I know secrets for you that nobody else would keep. I fell straight from the sky, oh honey, here I am. You've waited your whole life, oh honey, here I stand. I'm your dream girl. I'm your dream
This is another great yarn join for plant fibers. It's sometimes known as a Russian join, and by basically sewing the yarn into each other, you can make a somewhat invisible yarn join.
I'm your dream girl. I'm your dream girl. I'm your dream girl.
I want to put up here the winner for the yarn from Cami Jo Knits. Absolutely gorgeous colorway that she has come up with and dyed, and she called it the Casey colorway, which I think is so fun. I'm gonna go ahead and put the winner up here, and if you will either email me at youngfolk.knits@gmail.com, or you can try to get a hold of me on Instagram, then I will get your yarn sent off to you. So congratulations. Thank y'all so much for hanging out with me again today. If you enjoy videos like this, then please make sure and subscribe. It not only helps my channel out so much, but it also helps to ensure that you don't miss out on any new video content. Until next time, happy knitting, y'all.